And to political matters now, the All Progressives Congress APC has won the 57 council seats in the local government election conducted on Saturday by the Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission last year. The party also emerged victorious in the 20 local governments in Ogun State. The Lagos results were announced by returning officers at the 57 collation centers. The local government and council elections witnessed a very poor turnout of voters in many polling units across Lagos State. In many areas visited by TV360 Nigeria, electoral officials also encountered some challenges with the card readers being used for the election. But joining us now on the news to discuss more on the conduct of the local government election in Lagos State is Paul James, the program manager elections at YIAGA Africa. Mr. James, thank you very much for joining us on the news. Now, you were an election observer at the just concluded poll. Now, how will you rate the election? I mean, the demographics of voters, the general conduct now. Was this an improvement from what we used to see in the past?
No, not really. The election was characterized with every features of badly conducted elections that we have seen in the past. Election commenced late across most polling units. Logistic management was a problem. Voter turnout was low, and as well as voter turnout was low, and as well as political parties also did not deploy their agents across most polling units that we observed. I had visited about 2-3 local governments. I was in Ikoyi Axis, I was in Yaba, I was in Epe, and then back again to Ikeja. And I can tell you, across most polling units that I have observed, I was also in Shomolu. Across most polling units that I observed, turnout was abysmally low. Commencement was delayed, like I said. Across most polling units, voting started like 10 a.m. And then you also got a challenge of a political party that was not included in the ballot. And so, for instance, in Shomolu, the YPP party was not included in the ballot. And there was a lot of protests that I witnessed across several polling units that I visited as of the time of my visit. So I can tell you that the local government election that held in Lagos was a drawback from what we have seen in other elections conducted. Turnout, I think, by my rating, is one of the lowest I have seen in the conduct of elections. The biggest beneficiaries of this are, for me, the politicians, because when voters don't turn out to participate in the process, it gives them the chance to manipulate the process to their advantage. And so a big lesson, especially if we think about the future of elections in this country. Some of the voters reduce the election conduct to just an additional holiday. You go across most of the streets in Lagos, you see people playing football. You go across some streets in Lagos, you see people going about their normal business as if in Motion. We saw some of our colleagues that were in Motion, they saw markets open in Motion. And so it begs the question, where do we go from here? 2023 is not far. You think the local government election in Lagos will be a very good opportunity to serve as a building block as we plan for the 2023, but yet here we are today. And then if you think about also the participation of young people, the political space in Lagos was not even favorable for young people to participate. The electoral law in Lagos State, the electoral guideline for the election, limits participation and sets a standard to participate as a local government chairman. One has to be 30 years or above, which is against what we have in the current constitution for participation in the House of Reps, for instance, where from 25 one can participate. So that limits even participation for young people. And so a lot needs to be done. We have seen what has happened. A lot of lessons also to take as we move on, as we plan for the election. Kudos to the last year that even with the challenges, they were able to weather some of the storm and were able to manage the electoral process. And also what we say, especially in mainstreaming women participation across most of the polling units, 1 in every 2 of the officials you see are women. But then that is still not enough. We need to open up this space. We have seen lessons we have learned from the Lagos election. We hope to see that in future elections, there will be more opportunities for women and more opportunities for young people to participate.
Well, we hope to take these lessons away from the local government elections in Lagos and, as you said, to the conduct of the 2023 general elections. Mr. Paul James, the program manager of elections at YIAGA Africa, we thank you very much for joining us on News Now.